Hey everybody, we are back. I am John
I'm Joni.
for the Human Potential. I'm going to continue on this big changes topic that we have been discussing in the last couple of videos. Um, and I heard somebody recently talk about are we, what is our true nature, like of humans? And one would look at our past and they would say you are destructive, right? You are sometimes violent, right?
Right.
Humans. But I would argue that no, that is just simply what we've been taught. So the people in power, the people that sort of made up the rules, um, they are the ones that have been lying to you for eons, eons and eons and eons. Why? Because their goal is to separate. Their goal is to take you away from what you truly are, to understand the knowledge that truly exists within, to really know that human being, that human potential that exists, right?
Right.
I mean, people go to church, okay? They go to church and they listen to some guy who supposedly is like the Word of God, right? But what do a lot of religions do? They talk about really separation.
Right. They almost encourage it.
Why? The answer's simple.
They
They want you to rely on them.
right. It's a power move.
It's a power move.
Right.
So they lead by fear, right?
Right.
And if you think about it, look at your work, your job, most of the time, it's all led by fear. Fear of losing your job, right?
Right.
Fear your one-on-ones, your reviews is, it's never what you usually do right, it's what you do wrong,
Most of the time.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all based on fear because that's how they control. Well, I'm telling you, this is what I'm saying. See, enough is enough. We're putting these people on notice and they know it. their their time is done. They've already have been told this. They're clamping on for power. And what have you seen? Have you seen a clamp more like you've ever seen before?
No, I haven't.
Right. They try to control everything now.
Right.
They're why? Because they have one last ditch effort.
Fear of losing it.
Fear of losing it.
The control.
Like we said in the other video, these people, and let me tell you something, they're very high level, very rich people. Like when I'm talking rich, if you think Jeff Bezos rich, it's nothing compared to these people. We're talking trillions of dollars. And they're in every corporation, they're in every aspect of every government on the world, and they run and have run everything for a long time. Okay? Why am I telling you this? I'm not telling you this for fearful. I'm just making you be aware of what it is. Um, and they're not nice people. They're just simply not. They don't have your highest good in mind at all.
Right.
Um,
Or collectively.
at all.
No.
They control medicine, education, food, every aspect, information, religion, everything. Um,
That's why you can't really trust that. You can't trust the information you get because of the source of it.
right. You have to start to learn to trust your own self. You have to start to learn to go, does this ring true? And that's where, I've said before, even as we talk today, does it ring true? Does it make sense? Right? So then, okay, follow it and go, okay, what is he really saying? He's saying believe in self. Not saying believe in me, not
Right.
believe in you,
Right.
believe in self.
Ask your heart. Ask yourself.
Believe in self. And go, okay. That's what they don't want. Why? Because they know that's where the true power lies. The true power lies from within. And they have clamped down more than anything you've seen in the recent years because they've already been put on notice. Trust me, they lost. We're going to kick their butts. We have already kicked their butts, and they are on notice. There are a lot of people out there, Stephen Greer, one, who's talked about this elite, right, for a long time.
Right.
And they've had this information, they've had this knowledge, but it doesn't go with their greed, right? And their power structure. It's really not even about money. It's more about power than anything else, right?
Right. I mean, usually with money comes power, but it isn't. It's about power.
Thinking management, right?
Right.
Right. So think like corporations, right? It's not about uplifting people. It's about
Yeah.
tearing them down.
It's so rare to hear of any of.
They do the exact opposite of what they actually should do.
Right.
Instead of focusing on what they want, they focus on what they don't want, and they
Get more of it.
get more of it, and they wonder why they suck and they're failures,
Right.
right? Because they're not managing from enlightenment. That's not to say all managers are that way, but a lot of them are. A lot of management sucks because their big egos get in the way.
But they're also fearful.
But so that's the thing.
Right.
Right. I don't blame them. That's just what they've been taught.
Right.
It's kind of like, your parents or their parents or it's what they've been taught around. So this cycle just keeps getting created.
Right.
Over and over and
Perpetuate
over.
the cycle, and it keeps going and going.
Right.
It's a vicious cycle.
Now, why do I tell this? Oh, not to go, doom and gloom. No, it's just a matter of being aware. Now you go, okay, all right. So this information sucks. It's probably a complete and total lie, right? So what's really going on here? What's the real truth? And that's what you want to ask. I've always said, when people get to the question of who am I, that's where we want you. Then now we got you, right? Because when people go, who am I? Unfortunately, they usually hit rock bottom. You don't need to hit rock bottom to say, who am I?
That's true.
Okay. You can do it right now. I think one of the greatest lessons that Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, they taught us is that enlightenment is possible now, in this lifetime. You do not have to die to reach enlightenment. I mean, the story of Siddhartha, Buddha, right, is what? He, under the Bodhi tree.
He sat under the tree.
And then he felt with his demons, and he goes, you're no longer a part of me, I let you go. So he released all that fear, all the anger, the resentment. He released all that fear. And what happened? Enlightenment. Right? And that's really what these big changes is all about. Big changes is about enlightenment. It's about the awareness of the human potential. It's awareness of what's within us already. And that's really, my dog. If you hear my dog in the background, quiet. And that's really what this is all about. It's about understanding what we truly are within. And when you have knowledge, knowledge is power. You walk taller. You walk with your head up, your chest up, and you feel this sense of awness within. And you don't have to boast, you don't have to brag, you don't do anything, but nothing that anybody can do can hurt you. And that's why, again, this videos for the big changes, so you understand what's going on and you walk smoothly through it instead of engaging in the political drama that you see on TV,
right?
Engaging in the political drama with your friends or the religious drama with your friends, right?
Creating havoc in your life by doing that constantly. You don't need to do that. You can have a lot more peace within yourself if you just, like you say, hold yourself high and walk right through it.
Let them speak and just go,
Interesting.
And just know within and go, you don't have to say a word. Just go, boy, they don't, It's unfortunately like you don't need to convince somebody of anything.
Right.
When the student is ready, the teacher's there. But if you hold that power within, if you hold that power in your heart and your thoughts and your intellect all the time, that helps the greater whole. You see? So if you say, what can I do? That's what you can do.
Yeah, don't be triggered.
Don't be triggered. Hold power within. Okay? Oh, Kamala this, or Kamala that, or Trump this, or Trump that, or Kennedy this, or Kennedy. Who cares? We all know what is really going on. And so we hold in that light, that power, and we just simply go, interesting, but don't engage.
Right.
You know, oh, the politics and the government and the education and the medical industry.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't engage. You're aware and you go, you know what? I don't subscribe to that. You don't even have to say that. Don't have to say anything. And just go, oh, that's an interesting point of view, and move on.
It's difficult during this time because it is election season, and you can't do anything without hearing a commercial and hearing it's just one after another. So practice. This is our time to practice it.
Yeah, and if you engage and then you go, why did I do that? It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up.
We are human, so,
right.
That will happen from time to time.
But. Right. Or like, I can't tell you how many times, I can't do anything. This is the way it is. Or I'm fat. I can't lose weight. I tried. I can't lose weight.
Give up.
And you go, wow. It's like it's food. It's food related, and you know this, right?
Right.
But it's not my job to convince anybody. It's not your job to convince anybody. No. My job, honestly, is information provider. That's what I do. That's all that I do. I just provide information. It's up to you to make up your own mind, your own decision, and really, it's up to you.
That's just like whoever's listening to this.
Right.
We're not trying to twist your arm to believe what we're saying.
Right.
Just saying, going back to ask your heart, does it ring true?
Find your own path, find your own purpose.
Right.
But it's like I said, I've had this sort of out-of-body experience, and, I've had this, since 87 of spiritual reality, spiritual development, and, you realize that, okay, everything that I've been taught kind of has been a lie, and, God's not hateful, vengeful. God is loving and kind. The universe is loving and kind. We can create our own reality. I'm not saying it's easy, but we can change our reality. So interesting. So why is all this turmoil then happening? I don't engage the turmoil. I ask, why is it happening? And then I go, okay. And then I get some answers. So I see what's going on here. The earth is evolving. Humans are going to evolve. So we got to push people into an area without them without them knowing they're going into it, still yet going into it, because for whatever reason, when we tell them to turn left, they turn right. So we're going to have to use the same tactics that were used to get them to believe the crap in the first place into a better, and use those same techniques into a more awareness of who they are. So now they can take the ball themselves. Right. It's kind of like that. Teach them to fish and they eat for a lifetime.
Right.
And so that's why these videos in this part 3 of Big Changes is to remember, don't engage, hold your power. Enlightenment is available and is ready to obtain and become aware now. Because remember, anything that you do, anything that you think of, anything that you want to do or have ever done, you've already done it. So it's just a matter of becoming aware of it. Because before anything comes down to the physical plane, it's all been worked out in the etheric world. What do I mean by that? Okay, so everything is about the awareness of self and the enlightenment of self. Okay? That's basically what it is. And as we do this, we just got a political text.
Right.
Apropos, right? Perfect
Right,
timing.
very, very much so.
But so your higher self gets with your guides, your angels, your family members who are here to help you on the other side, who are passed over, and they work a lot of this stuff out, just like a computer program. And they go, okay, we're going to put you in a position here. We're going to put this person here. We're going to put this there. This situation, this situation, this situation. Okay, that's going to get their. That's going to be the best way to get them back to self, get them back into the awareness of self. Okay, you agree with that? I agree. All right, okay, good.
Right.
Good plan. Hit enter. Boom. All right. Send it through the etheric, electrical waves, and
Through the ether.
ethers, and there you have it. And then life transpires, and then you have an awakening and go, oh wow, and they go, hey, it worked. Or you turn right when they wanted you to turn left, and they go, ah, crap. Okay, all right,
Rework it.
let's rework it, right? And they plan again, hit enter. And that's basically how it works. And there's certain levels of your reality that are going to happen because you've determined, like, let's say, okay, when I hit 40, I've said this lifetime, I'm going to make this change no matter what. And if I haven't made it by 40, make something happen.
For me.
Whatever the case may be, you might lose your job, get a divorce,
Right. Whatever
lose a
the
friend,
circumstances.
move, whatever.
It
Yeah.
will force you to.
It will
make the
force
change.
you into that decision.
Right.
Because you've deemed that on the etheric self before you came here that, boom, this is going to happen.
Right. Right.
Right?
It was your decision to do it before
Right.
you incarnated into this
Right.
reality that we're in.
Right. That doesn't mean that things just sometimes just happen. Sometimes they do just happen. And we can work around it. But in general, your life is basically written out for you if we just have the courage and awareness to understand and listen to our heart and follow it. We'd be right good. So during these times of so-called chaos, if you want to call it, I call it awareness. Live within self and just believe in self.
Right.
Go to that space. So, guys, thank you. Please, always love yourself for who you are. Okay, you're a powerful person, powerful being, and we need you. We need all your spirits.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great rest of your day.